Yo, hoop fans! Your sideline sage, Tips and Upstreams, is lacing up once again. On deck, deep dives into the freshest NBA clashes, ready to set the planks ablaze. But before we jump the ball, be sure to hammer that subscribe on our YouTube channel to keep hooked with our sharp forecasts and prime selections. All right, let's bounce into today's NBA crystal ball reads. The first prediction for today is for the game between Indiana Pacers and Boston Celtics. The Indiana Pacers and Boston Celtics are set to clash in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals at TD Garden. The Celtics pulled off a thrilling victory in Game 1, edging out the Pacers 133-128 in overtime. As we gear up for Game 2, let's dive into a comprehensive analysis and prediction for this high-stakes matchup. The Boston Celtics, with a formidable 64-18 regular season record, are one of the league's powerhouses. They've been exceptional at home, boasting a 5-2 record in these playoffs. Offensively, the Celtics average 120.6 points per game, shooting 48.7% from the field and 37.2% from beyond the arc. Defensively, they've been strong, allowing only 109.2 points per game, ranking 5th in the NBA. On the flip side, the Indiana Pacers, with a 47-35 record, are an offensive juggernaut, leading the league with an average of 123.3 points per game. They shoot 50.7% from the floor and 37.4% from three-point range. However, the Pacers struggle defensively, allowing 120.2 points per game, ranking 27th in the league. In Game 1, the Pacers nearly stole the victory, but were undone by turnovers and clutch plays from the Celtics. Tyrese Halliburton led the Pacers with 25 points and 10 assists, while Pascal Siakam added 24 points and 12 rebounds. The Celtics' Jason Tatum was instrumental, scoring 36 points and grabbing 12 rebounds, while Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday contributed 26 and 28 points, respectively. The Pacers' performance in Game 1 was notable for their efficiency, shooting 53.5% from the field and 37.1% from three. However, they were hampered by 21 turnovers, which the Celtics capitalized on. The Pacers must address their ball security issues to stand a chance in Game 2. Defensively, the Pacers forced 14 turnovers and held Boston to 47.5% shooting. Their ability to disrupt Boston's offense will be crucial in Game 2. On the glass, Indiana held a slight edge, out-rebounding Boston 44-43, a trend they will need to continue. Boston, meanwhile, will look to clean up their defensive lapses and improve their bench production, which was outscored 30-13 by Indiana's reserves. The Celtics' ability to execute in crunch time, as demonstrated by Jaylen Brown's game-tying three-pointer and Tatum's dominance in overtime, will be pivotal. The injury report sees the Pacers without Benedict Mathurin, who is out for the season, and Kristaps Porzingis, who is expected to return by Game 4. Xavier Tillman is questionable for Boston due to a personal issue. The absence of Mathurin and Porzingis' delayed return mean the Pacers will have to rely heavily on their current rotation, which has shown resilience and depth throughout the season and playoffs. Looking at the head-to-head matchups in Boston, the Celtics have dominated, winning 17 of their last 18 home games against Central Division opponents. However, the Pacers have shown they can compete, nearly pulling off an upset in Game 1. Indiana has covered the spread in 4 of their last 6 games, when underdogs of 9 or more points, while Boston has failed to cover in their last 4 games as favorites of 9 or more points. From a statistical standpoint, the Celtics have the upper hand in several key areas. They rank 5th in defensive efficiency, allowing just 109.2 points per game, and 2nd in opponent field goal percentage at 45.3%. Their ability to force turnovers, 12 per game, and defend the perimeter, 35.2% opponent three-point shooting, will be crucial against Indiana's high-scoring offense. Offensively, Boston's balanced attack, led by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, will be challenging for Indiana to contain. Tatum's 25.4 points and 10.5 rebounds per game, and Brown's 23.4 points and 6.6 rebounds per game highlight the Celtics' scoring versatility. Indiana, despite their defensive struggles, has the offensive firepower to keep games close. Their 123.3 points per game and league-leading 30.8 assists per game demonstrate their ability to move the ball effectively and score efficiently. Tyrese Halliburton, who leads the league in assists with 10.9 per game, will be a key playmaker. The Pacers' shooting efficiency, 50.7% from the field, and three-point accuracy, 37.4%, are significant factors in their high-scoring games. However, their 27th ranked defense, allowing 120.2 points per game, and 49.6% opponent field goal percentage, are areas of concern. Analyzing the last 5 games played between these two teams in Boston, the Celtics have generally had the upper hand, but the Pacers have shown they can compete, particularly in close games. The home court advantage for Boston is significant, but Indiana's resilience and offensive explosiveness cannot be underestimated. Given the current form, statistical analysis, and head-to-head history, the prediction for Game 2 is that the Indiana Pacers will cover the 9-point spread. The Celtics' home court advantage and defensive capabilities make them the likely winners, but the Pacers' offensive firepower and ability to stay competitive should keep the margin within single digits. I'm going with the Indiana Pacers to cover the 9-point spread. Here's another tip-off for today's game. Tyrese Halliburton, over 27.5 points, plus assists. Many basketball fans, myself included, anticipated the Pacers would struggle against Boston. On paper, the Celtics seemed poised to dominate Indiana, but Game 1 told a different story. The Pacers capitalized on a sloppy game from both teams to keep it close, with Tyrese Halliburton leading the charge. However, Indiana's mistakes caught up to them, and they faltered in the end. Halliburton's late turnovers epitomized the night's struggles. Despite his solid play, the guard turned the ball over 3 times, while Boston's aggressive defense racked up 11 steals. In the second game of this series, I expect Halliburton to be more focused and deliver an even better performance than in Game 1. He had 25 points and 10 assists in the first game, and there's little to suggest he'll have a bad outing this time. The Celtics struggled to defend Halliburton's pick-and-roll plays, and I don't see that changing in Game 2. Now that Halliburton is back to full health, he's playing like the superstar he was in the first half of the season. Halliburton was sensational in Games 6 and 7 against the Knicks, and he continued that form into the start of this series. While another 35 combined points and assists might be a stretch, I feel confident he can hit 28. The Celtics may have strong perimeter defenders, but the Pacers are finding ways to get Halliburton space and exploit matchups. I trust them to find another way to make it work in Game 2.